everyone, welcome back to my channel Mallorca Under the Sun, and today I have some great news for you if you are living in the UK. Now, as of the 30th of March 2021, the Spanish government will be lifting restrictions from those entering Spain coming from the UK. Now, previously to this, only those with Spanish citizenship or those with permanent residency on the island were allowed to travel over to Majorca, but now everything is about to change. And I have my hands on the latest piece of legislation to come out of the UK, which clearly states that it is now possible to leave the UK for activities in connection with the sale, purchase, letting or rental of a residential property. And I'll put a link to that piece of legislation in the description below this video. So while there's a travel ban in place for those wanting to leave the UK on holiday until at least the 17th of May, this may well be encouraging news for anyone looking to move or to live in Spain. So while it's still mandatory to present a negative PCR when entering Majorca, there is nowhere in the legislation that stipulates the official documentation required to prove the reason for travel. So I would advise that if you are looking for a property out here, that you take your electronic or printed proof of real estate appointments and visa applications if you intend moving to the island or anything like this to support your essential trip. And also be aware of the restrictions as to how long you can spend in your property, which if you're coming from the UK, it will be 90 days in any 180-day period unless you organise an alternative visa. So if you are thinking of buying on the island, I would really recommend getting in touch with a real estate agent and asking them to make a virtual tour of the property before you come out here and see the property for real. And that way it can help narrow down the list of the properties you wish to see to make best use of your time when you come out here. Now, if you're thinking of coming over to the island to buy a property and you don't know which location to buy in, then I would really recommend coming over and renting a property first and trying out the area, and also maybe renting here in the off season as well, because the island has a completely different feel in the winter than it does in the summer. And also, do not be rushed into buying your property. Make sure you make all the legal checks that you have to make sure that the property is 100% legal and doesn't have any structural or other problems before buying. So just be aware of the costs involved in renting a property here in Mallorca. You'll most likely have to pay 1 month's rent in advance, as well as a damage deposit. And also, in addition to that, if you're using an estate agency, 1 month's rent in estate agency fees as well. So you could be looking at possibly 3 or maybe even 4 months rent even before you can pick up the keys to your property. And if you are looking to rent as well, I also would recommend getting any rental contract quickly looked over by a solicitor, just to make sure that no little clauses have been snuck in there. So finally, if you are coming out to the island to look for a property and you are making real estate appointments, please do so in good faith. I appreciate that many people want to come to the island for many different reasons, but please, if you are making appointments, please keep them or please cancel them. But estate agents also need to make a living, so please do not mess people around. And for this very reason, do not be surprised if estate agents wish to see proof of funds before you even can agree an appointment to see a property out here. So this little bit of news is just a tiny bit of good news as travel restrictions slowly begin to lift. So please keep an eye on your local government's websites in regards to travel restrictions, and also those restrictions of the country that you are travelling to before you make any firm plans, because of course, like everything, and as we know, everything is subject to change. So thanks very much for joining me today of my mini walk around Santa Ponsa in Mallorca, and do subscribe to my channel if you haven't done so already and you are thinking of moving to Mallorca and living in Spain in the future. Also come and join me over on my Facebook group, also called Mallorca Under the Sun. Okay, so thanks very much for watching, and until the next video, goodbye for now.